Hey, welcome to my channel where I teach the Bible. And I hope you'll subscribe and hit the bell and give me thumbs up and make comments and do everything you can to help me get this out to more and more people. I want to teach the Bible so people can, number one, know Christ. Number two, develop a biblical worldview. And this is a main message for Thursday, the 29th of December, 2022. And I'm going to take a look at Psalm 39, verses 4 through 6, and I call this Numbering My Days. Joan Williams lives in Porterville, California, where I live. And I read about her in the local paper. I read it every morning. And she was 1 year old in 1942 when her uncle, Darrell Whiteman, was 19 years old, and he was a corporal in the United States Army in 1942. Whiteman was stationed in the Philippines and is presumed to have died in the Bataan Death March. You might remember that from history. Joan Williams was contacted last spring about the possibility of returning her uncle's remains to be buried in Arlington National Cemetery with full military honors. They think they may have discovered his remains. Now that return is on hold with DNA testing being done. Corporal Whiteman numbered his days at 19 years, while Mrs. Williams is at 82 years and counting. Bless her heart, Numbering my days can be tricky, can be kind of tricky. On January 3rd, just a couple days from now, I will turn 74 years old. As I figure, that is 27,010 days, but who's counting, okay? Look at Psalm 39, verses 4 through 6. Show me, O Lord, my life's end and the number of my days. King David's writing this. And let me know how fleeting is my life. You have made my days a mere handbreadth, the span of my years as nothing before you. Each man's life is but a breath. Man is a mere phantom as he goes to and fro. He bustles about, but only in vain. He heaps up wealth, not knowing who will get it. There's some wild wisdom in those few verses. Notice that David asks God to show him the number of his days. And I think David lived to be 70, as I recall. Now, he was still living, so there was no way to show him the number of his days. Didn't know yet how long he would live. No matter how long he lives, he takes note that his days are fleeting. They get away from you. They flee, okay? The time of our life seems to get away from us because the days are fleeting. Where did they go, One of the things I say all the time, I constantly say, wow, it's 2022. So what happened to 1967? And I guess I'm not 18 anymore. I was in 1967. That's long gone. Where'd the time go? Time just absolutely gets away from us. David notes in verse 5 that his days are but a handbreadth, meaning a very short measurement. The handbreadth's the measurement of your hand, okay? It's a very short measurement. It means life is short. He makes it clear that no matter how long you live, your years are nothing before God because he's not defined by time. And they just get away from you. Next thing you know, it's gone. Each man's life, he says, listen to this, is but a breath. Each man's life is but a breath. And that is literally true. As long as we take a breath, we're alive, okay? But when we take our last breath, life ends. Life is but a breath, and that's literally true. Back in 1956, I had a little brother who was born dead. He died in the birth canal. He was, to full term, he was over 9 pounds. He was a big old kid, and died in the birth canal, and never took a breath. Never had a chance to take a breath. Life is literally but a breath, okay? As long as you're taking breath, you're living. In verse 5, he says that man is a mere phantom as he goes to and fro in life, just a mere phantom in life. His point is that a phantom is here 1 minute and gone the next. And life is just like that. It's a phantom. It's here 1 minute and the next it's over. And that happens to people all the time. People hustle about, but just in vain, okay? People heap up wealth, not knowing who'll get it. That happens all the time. Really, really wealthy people die, and they don't get to take it with them. So what's the point? See, life can be consumed getting wealthy, but you can't take it with you. It's someone else gets it. Life ends, and let me tell you what, one of the little secrets that I've found, I don't see many U-Hauls following hearses. You don't get to take it with you, okay? Had an uncle, and I also had a great-grandpa who lived to the age of 96. What happened then? Well, after 35,040 days, they died. They got really old, but they died. Okay, everybody dies. You can't number your days. You can guarantee, this is really important. You can guarantee that when they end, listen to this, you will keep on living. Would you like to guarantee that? How? Well, you surrender your life to Jesus as Lord, because he died to pay for your sin and will remove it all when you come to him in faith. And he was raised from the dead to give you life that goes beyond your last breath here. Life that goes on into eternity forever with the Lord. That life is days beyond numbers. It is eternal life. You can claim it by faith. Just come to Jesus. I will talk to you soon.